Hey everybody, it's Mr. Garcia here again. I wanted to take some time today to discuss units and the units that we use in science. Um, the first place I want to start off with is why do we need units? Um, Units give our numbers meaning. If you ask how tall somebody is, you don't just give the number 6, right? You say 6 feet, or if we're using the metric system, about 2 meters. Um, and we have units for everything. If you're measuring how much matter something has, that's mass. If you're measuring how much space something takes up, that's volume. Or how long it is, that's distance or length. Or how hot something is, that's a temperature. And so we have these common metric units. Um, we're going to call them base units for the video. Um, and today we're just going to be discussing the three main ones that you'll most likely be using in class. Length, mass, and volume. So for length, we use the base unit meter. For mass, we use the base unit gram. And for volume, we use the base unit liter. Um, Now, in front of each one of those base units, you can change the prefix. And the prefix can change the value of that unit to make it bigger or smaller.
So here are our prefixes. I remember the order with the acronym. King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. And if you remember, King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk, you'll remember what the prefixes actually are. And so here are our prefixes. K for kilo, H for hecto, D for deca. B is for our base. Base can be liter, meter, or gram. Little d for deci. C for centi, and M for milli. So those are all our prefixes. So we can have a kilogram, a centiliter, a milligram, and so on. Right. So those are what goes in front of our unit. And so if we want to convert between the different prefixes, it's pretty easy. So here's an example. Let's say I want to convert between 1 kilometer and figure out how many, let's say, meters it is. And so kilometer is my first prefix, and I move down 1, 2, 3 spots down to base because meter is a base. I moved down to the right, and so my decimal point goes 3 spots to the right. So after a whole number like 1, 5, 7, there's always a decimal point. So moving that decimal point 3 spaces to the right basically means adding 3 zeros. So 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. Let's try that again with another example here. This time we'll go the other direction and see how you can move to the left on the scale. So let's take 15 centigrams and let's figure out how many grams it is. So we start with C, centigrams. We move to base because gram is a base, and that is 2 spots to the left. And so if I have 15 centigrams, and I'm trying to figure out how many grams it is, after the whole number 15, I move 2 spaces to the left. And moving 2 spaces to the left means that I move it from the 5 to in front of the 1, meaning I have 0.15 grams. So now let's try unit conversion, converting between two dissimilar units. So let's try converting between ounces and kilograms. Ounces is the American unit, kilograms is the metric system unit. So let's say I have 60 ounces, and I'm trying to figure out how many kilograms I have. All right, so what I know in this problem is that 16 ounces equals 1 pound, and that 2.2 pounds equals 1 kilogram. And so I'm going to use this one first. 16 ounces equals 1 pound. And so I need to cancel out the units. So I put ounces at the bottom and pound at the top. So the ounces will eventually cancel out. Next, I know that 2.2 pounds equals 1 kilogram. I put pounds at the bottom again, and then kilograms at the top. So my final answer will end with the units kilogram. And so then you do the math, right? So 60 times 1 over 16 times 1 over 2.2. You put in a calculator and you see that it ends up with 1.7 as the final answer. But that's not all I see. I can see that ounces and ounces cancel out, pounds and pounds cancel out, and all I'm left with is the unit kilogram. Right, so my final answer is going to be in kilograms as well. So hopefully this makes sense. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to leave them in the comments. Thank you for watching.